Your fading vision is not aging. It is a heavily guarded, profitable medical lie. An invisible fire is actively burning your retinas. Do not buy another pair of glasses until you watch this to the end and discover the shocking biological secret that rebuilds your sight from the inside out. Have you ever opened your eyes to the morning light, only to be greeted by a terrifying, milky fog? You rub your eyelids frantically, squinting into the void, reaching blindly for that tiny, inadequate bottle of artificial tears just to wash away the blur. It is not merely a physical discomfort. It is a profound, quiet heartbreak. It is the creeping, suffocating terror that your own body is slowly locking you out of the vibrant, beautiful world you once knew, trapping you behind a filthy window you cannot wipe clean. You are literally watching your independence dissolve, morning by morning. Healthy Aging Canada warmly welcomes you to a deeply personal journey of reclaiming what is rightfully yours. Before we uncover the profound biological truth that could rescue your vision from the dark, I ask that you please subscribe to our channel, as your support is the vital heartbeat that empowers us to continue revealing these untold, life-changing medical truths. Now, if you have ever confessed this terrifying blurriness to a conventional doctor, you have almost certainly been struck by the most intellectually bankrupt, soul-crushing lie in modern medicine. They look at you with clinical indifference, shrug their shoulders, and say, "Well, you are just getting older." It is a normal part of aging. I feel a visceral, undeniable anger every time I hear this phrase. I profoundly and passionately reject this lazy narrative. We have been systematically brainwashed into accepting the decay of our precious vision as an unavoidable tax we must pay simply for the privilege of accumulating years. We are falsely taught that our bodies are cheap, poorly designed machines with expiring warranties, doomed to blindly rust and shatter. Listen to me very carefully. Your eyes are not defective. Your biology is not broken. Your eyes are simply screaming in agony because they have been brutally starved of the exact raw materials they desperately need to heal themselves. Imagine a beautiful fish swimming in a glass tank. If the fish begins to suffocate and lose its vibrant color, a brilliant biologist does not immediately blame the fish or pump it full of synthetic chemicals. They look at the water. They clean the toxic, suffocating environment. Yet, modern medicine insists on medicating the fish while leaving your delicate eyes drowning in stagnant, poisoned water. What if I told you that the pitch-black darkness of your bedroom is not just a time to unconsciously rest, but is meant to be a fiercely active, metabolically demanding biological workshop? Deep within your retina lies an ancient, miraculous mechanism for self-repair. A brilliant protocol designed to sweep away cellular debris and perfectly rebuild optical clarity. But this miracle remains violently suppressed because of a cruel biological reality known as nutritional triage. When you fail to provide the correct foundational nutrients, your body panics and goes into absolute survival mode. It ruthlessly steals every antioxidant it can find to keep your beating heart and your brain alive, leaving your peripheral organs, your precious eyes, completely starved, utterly defenseless, and suffocating in the dark. To fully grasp the tragedy of this nutritional starvation, you must first understand the relentless, invisible war being waged against your defenseless eyes every single second of your waking life. You see, while your body is hoarding nutrients just to keep your vital organs functioning, your eyes are left completely exposed to the most violently unnatural environment in human history. We were never biologically engineered to stare into the piercing, artificial abyss of digital screens, LED lights, and fluorescent bulbs for 10 to 15 hours a day. This modern illumination emits a harsh, high-energy blue light that penetrates straight through the cornea, acting like microscopic shrapnel bombarding the delicate, light-sensitive tissues at the very back of your eye. In a healthy, deeply nourished body, your eyes have a natural, impenetrable shield against this assault, a dense layer of protective pigment in your macula that acts as a pair of internal biological sunglasses. But remember the cruel reality of nutritional triage. Because your body has diverted all its raw healing materials elsewhere just to keep you alive, that beautiful, golden macular shield has been stripped perilously thin. It is like sending soldiers into a battlefield wearing paper armor. As the blue light and environmental toxins effortlessly pierce this weakened defense, they trigger an explosion of free radicals, chaotic, destructive molecules that literally burn through your retinal cells, causing massive oxidative stress. This is not aging. It is an active, ongoing cellular fire. Every time you squint at your phone, every time you drive under the glaring streetlights, the fire spreads, leaving behind a graveyard of scarred, exhausted optic cells. By the time night falls, your biological workshop does not have the tools or the energy to clean up the wreckage. The debris piles up, the cellular fires continue to smolder, and the milky fog in your vision grows just a fraction thicker. Your eyes are desperately crying out for a biological fire extinguisher, yet society's answer is to simply give you a better pair of glasses to view the destruction. When your exhausted eyes finally collapse under the weight of this relentless toxic siege, the medical establishment steps in not with a lifeline, but with a beautifully packaged blindfold. You sit in that cold, sterile examination room, pressing your face into heavy, metal machines, reading arbitrary letters off a glowing chart, praying for an answer. Instead of addressing the smoldering cellular fire or the agonizing starvation of your retinal tissues, they simply hand you a prescription. Let me be unequivocally clear. Prescription lenses, while momentarily helpful for navigation, are nothing more than sophisticated crutches. They do absolutely nothing to heal the dying cells inside your eye. They merely bend the light so that your deteriorating retina can process the image just a little bit longer. This is the brilliant, insidious business model of the vision care industry. They do not want to extinguish the fire. They want to rent you thicker, more expensive fireproof suits year after year. When the glasses stop working, they offer you temporary relief through synthetic drops that artificially lubricate the surface, leaving the deep tissue starvation entirely ignored. And when the internal decay becomes too catastrophic to hide, they suggest invasive procedures and painful injections that carry terrifying risks, slicing into tissues that could have been saved if only they had been fed. It is a cycle of managed decline, a heartbreaking descent where you are conditioned to celebrate the fact that your vision has only deteriorated slightly since your last visit. They treat your precious sight like a fading photograph, accepting that it will inevitably fade to gray. I refuse to accept this surrender. Your eyes possess an ancient, staggering capacity for regeneration, a profound ability to rebuild their own optical clarity from the inside out, provided you finally stop treating the symptoms and start feeding the cure. You do not have to remain a prisoner to this endless cycle of declining prescriptions and synthetic illusions, because nature has already engineered the precise, miraculous rescue mission your eyes have been begging for. The key to unlocking your body's nocturnal workshop and reversing the damage lies in bypassing the body's triage system entirely, flooding your bloodstream with such an overwhelming abundance of specific, targeted phytonutrients that your body has no choice but to send the surplus directly to your starving eyes. I am talking about a very specific class of botanical compounds, ancient pigments, and antioxidants born in the harshest environments on Earth. When you introduce therapeutic, concentrated doses of raw materials like lutein, zeaxanthin, and astaxanthin, the very compounds that give vibrant plants their color and protect them from blistering solar radiation, you initiate a profound biological renaissance. These are not mere vitamins. They are structural building blocks. As these incredibly potent molecules travel through your vascular system and cross the blood-retinal barrier, they act like an elite squad of cellular firefighters. They immediately neutralize the chaotic free radicals, halting the oxidative fires that have been scorching your macula. But they do not just stop the destruction, they begin the miraculous work of reconstruction. They repopulate that depleted macular shield, weaving a thick, impenetrable armor of golden pigment that filters out the toxic blue light before it can cause harm. For the first time in years, your internal optical workshop is fully staffed and fully funded. While you sleep, instead of struggling to survive, your eyes are actively flushing out decades of toxic cellular debris, repairing fragile blood vessels, and regenerating the intricate photoreceptors responsible for sharp, vibrant focus. It is a masterpiece of natural engineering, a deeply elegant process where you finally give your body the exact linguistic code it needs to rewrite the story of your vision, turning back the clock on what you were told was an irreversible decline. As these foundational nutrients saturate your retinal tissues and the internal healing workshop hums back to life, that suffocating morning fog begins to permanently lift, revealing a world you thought was lost to the past. Imagine opening your eyes tomorrow, not with a sense of dread or the frantic search for eye drops, but with a profound, quiet awe. You look across the room, and the edges of the furniture are crisp. The vibrant green of the trees outside your window is no longer a muted, blurry watercolor, but a sharp, breathtaking tapestry of life. You can read the tiny print on a menu without the embarrassing fumble for reading glasses, and you can drive at night without the terrifying, blinding glare of oncoming headlights shattering your confidence. This is about so much more than just passing an eye exam. This is about reclaiming your dignity, your sovereignty, and your unshakable independence. It is the overwhelming relief of knowing you will not be a burden to your family, that you will be able to clearly see the smiling faces of your grandchildren as they grow, capturing every precious detail in your mind's eye. You are stepping out of the shadows and back into the vivid, brightly colored arena of life. The lie of inevitable aging has been shattered by the undeniable truth of biological nourishment. You have the power, right now, to rewrite your future, to transform the narrative of decay into an epic story of regeneration. Take my hand, step off the conveyor belt of conventional decline, and let us feed your body the vital truths it needs so you can finally open your eyes and witness the absolute, unclouded beauty of the rest of your life. The journey of your vision does not have to be a tragic descent into darkness. Despite the relentless assault of modern screens and the band-aid solutions offered by the traditional eye care industry, for years, we have been conditioned to accept that fading eyesight is a natural part of aging, a slow surrender managed by increasingly stronger prescriptions and synthetic drops that never address the root cause. But the truth is far more empowering. Your eyes are not simply wearing out, they are starving. They are crying out for the biological building blocks needed to extinguish the cellular fires caused by toxic blue light and environmental oxidative stress. By bypassing the body's triage system and flooding your bloodstream with potent, ancient phytonutrients like lutein, zeaxanthin, and astaxanthin, you can literally rebuild your macular shield from the inside out. You have the power to transition from relying on artificial optical crutches to actively regenerating your retinal tissues while you sleep. This is a profound biological awakening that restores not just your optical clarity, but your independence, your confidence, and your ability to experience the world in unapologetic high definition. You no longer have to accept managed decline as your reality. By properly nourishing your internal visual workshop, you can rewrite your story, step back into a vibrant, sharply focused life, and witness the absolute beauty of the world exactly as nature intended. True healing is never found in merely masking symptoms. It is achieved only by addressing the root cause of starvation and toxicity. Society trains us to accept physical decline as an inevitable consequence of aging, offering synthetic crutches to simply manage our deterioration. However, the human body possesses a miraculous, ancient capacity to regenerate. When we stop relying on temporary fixes and start providing our biology with the exact natural raw materials it is begging for, we unlock the power to reverse damage and reclaim our vitality. Stop accepting blurry vision and eye fatigue as a normal part of getting older. You must actively play both defense and offense. On defense, protect your eyes from the invisible assault. Take deliberate breaks from digital screens, use blue light filtering tools, and reduce your exposure to harsh artificial lighting. On offense, prioritize deep cellular nourishment. Deliberately incorporate foods or high-quality dietary supplements rich in targeted phytonutrients, specifically lutein, zeaxanthin, and astaxanthin, into your daily routine. Treat these nutrients not as optional vitamins, but as the mandatory structural building blocks your body needs to rebuild your vision every single night. How many hours a day do you estimate you spend looking at digital screens, and have you noticed it affecting your eyes? Please share your experience in the comments below so we can all read your perspective and learn from one another. If you found this information valuable, please hit that subscribe button to support the channel. Your support gives us the incredible motivation we need to keep researching and creating more deep, life-changing content for you in the future.